Okay, I start with like living fully. I like the Native American wisdom a lot, and like may the stars carry your sadness away, may the flowers fill your heart with beauty, may hope forever wipe away your tears, and above all, may silence make you strong. Before I know anything about positive psychology research, I know like when I feel down or something, I will read verses like this to cheer myself up. And one morning, a fly made noises in my room, and I wanted it to fly out, but instead of chasing it, I think, oh, maybe I can play some worship music, and then it disappeared. So it's true. there are so many annoying things in our life, maybe including depression. Sometimes you can stay with the depression, but sometimes you need to focus on the positive and leave the negative alone for a while. And the outline of my presentation, it will be like this. And then, okay, I think I will focus my speech on the activities that integrate English learning and positive emotions. And then, the Broaden and Build theory of positive emotion actually is not anything new, because in Christian traditions, everybody know that depression make you your thinking less flexible, and so you become narrow-minded, and then just don't function so well. And the types of positive emotions that Fredrickson speak about is joy, interest, love, pride, contentment. And the function is that because if we have this kind of positive emotions, then our momentary thought action repertoires will be more open, and we can build enduring personal resources. And also, like he does not really increase our health states or anything, but he can undo the lingering cardiovascular after effects of negative emotions. Okay, and so we use the feeling of joy to desensitize some fears, and also there's some proof about bad moods might interfere with the capacity to, in terms of memory, the input and output of the memory process. So it will be about the goals and also about the autonomy, mastery, and seeking purpose. Okay. I will tell 3 stories. There's one teacher that she's eager to share some interesting articles with her students, but however, her students often not so motivated because they are slow learners. They would like to take it slowly. So the students often complain, why go on to another article, or they complain on a lot of things. And this teacher, maybe at first when she went to the class, her emotion is are high because she prepared a lot of things. But then after she heard the criticism, then she kind of, very discouraged. So she felt helpless that no matter how hard she tried, and she could not satisfy the students. And I have read a book about the burnout. So I think the self-acknowledgement here is very vital, especially in an environment that's not very supportive. And how to reward yourself? It's from Potter. Suggests that we can write a want list, and then we can reward ourselves. We don't need to wait for the organization or for others to acknowledge our achievements. And we can do it like, if I design a vocabulary teaching unit, then I can go swimming or hiking. And this is an implementation intention. So if we do this, and then we know we are going to reward ourselves, and we feel much better afterwards. And then this is about assessing the needs. There's another teacher, and then he has some questions. She has some doubts because her students are neither motivated nor competent, and so she wants to know, does she need to explain the vocabulary in English terms? Because on the textbook, the vocabulary explained in both English and Chinese terms. And how to translate example sentence of the vocabulary. Or what should the teacher do when a student refuses to recite after a teacher? Anyway, she has many questions. But teacher A explained each word herself and had to ask a TA to help her write a paragraph on the blackboard, kind of thing. In short, teacher A concerns how to present the text without assessing the needs of her students. Because her student might need something else other than just go by the book. Okay. Carson thinks the best way to learn words is to engage learners in a motivated, serious conversations which demand those meanings in use. And there's a teacher, another teacher, teacher K, and she did it very successfully. She made her students into teams and then have them present the main points of each paragraph and also make a short video outside the class. And they are very enthusiastic to present the video, even though there's a lot of mistakes about English. But not every class can accept teacher A's creative way of instruction. Like one of my class, they had a very bad relationship with the previous teacher. And they did not know much English, so they were very determined how English should be taught. Word by word translation. They don't want any other thing. Their affective filter was very high and resist any challenge. Okay, there's another story of teacher J from Canada, and she's a substitute teacher, and she teaches in summer to the Asian high school students. And one of the girls from China liked the class very much because she thinks it's very interesting and engaging. But according to my knowledge and also observation, some students do feel the level is not so high. The vocabulary and the grammar may not so advanced to their levels. So it is really important to know the audience, the students, and the purpose that determine how we are going to teach. Okay, in the teaching English as a foreign language teaching, or English as a second language teaching a profession, Brown is very famous, and he has a principled approach. And there's a lot of things that, it's like develop intrinsic motivation, cooperative learning, and then, and then don't be afraid of mistakes, and then set goals. And he also has some suggestion on how to use the techniques, like does it appeal to the genuine interests of your students? Does it foster cooperative negotiation? Do students receive sufficient feedback on their performance from each other or from you? And also he talked about the students' autonomy and independence. And according to my own teaching experience, I think the most important thing at first is not about teaching English, it's about establishing a kind of psychological rapport between you and the students, because there are a lot of anxieties there, especially for the low-level students. So if they don't accept you, if they don't feel comfortable with the way you teach, then there's nothing that they are going to benefit. And so I think we need to know the goals. We need to set a common goals that have a meaningful moments that ensure everyone feel accepted, understood, and being appreciated. Okay, so according to Fredrickson, positive emotions stem from and create meaningful interpersonal encounters. So we want to make sure that teacher and students have very meaningful encounters in the classroom. And how can we enhance positive rapport in the classroom? Of course, one source is from administrative, and another is teacher's leading style and teaching style. And also, how you construct, how you create supporting learning environments by expecting students to encourage each other. We can encourage students to contribute to the meaningful moments by raising questions concerning the content's knowledge and give humorous remarks without criticizing too much. And then the teacher can inquire students' interests in advance and their favorite way of being taught, that they will feel very accepted and respect. And they will feel that you respect them a lot. The new language ego intertwined with the second language can easily create within the learner a sense of fragility, defensiveness, and a raising of inhibitions. So I think the first thing that a teacher should do is to lower their anxiety. So we need some activities to increase happiness and understanding among the students. And there's some activity that this is used in assertive training. Share one thing we like about ourselves and one thing we like about the person on our right. I like the Robinson's the quotes of this quote. Positive interpersonal relationships are built on dialogue, on interchange, on rapprochement, all of which recognize human freedom. And the meaning is increased through our connection with others. So if a lot of activities that in the English language classroom, we try to connect the students with students. We want them to know each other. The process of identifying and strengthening strengths has given the teacher and the students a common language to discuss their lives. This is Seligman's, they have a project in the schools. And I think we can use it in the English classroom as well that have some common topic. Okay, the students expect the teacher to be warm and give them positive reinforcement. And however, in the feedback that we give the students, it should be like motivational, informational, and developmental. We need to use positive feedback as reinforcement and negative feedback as punishment. No feedback is the worst. This is from a book. It's like Bring Out the Best from Bring Out the Best. I think it's Colina, yeah. If people cannot get good attention, then they'll settle for bad attention. The thing we find hardest to accept is no attention. Yeah. The bring out the best in others requires that we reinforce improvements, even if they are not there yet. So even if the improvement is a little bit, we still need to give them some recognition. Okay, and I think as some teachers might not need a student's encouragement, but some teachers do. And then they should let students know that you need them to cheer you up, and other students also need students to cheer themselves. Other students also need other students to cheer them up. So the common goal to practice the following, like active, constructive responding to the reports of good events by others. And in their dialogue, 3 positive and 1 negative ratio would be the best as a guidance. And also we give the students opportunity to reflect on the learning. When students reflect on the learning and to make judgments about the learning, they can remember it better. Okay, this is from a speech, autonomy, mastery, and purpose. It can be applied to business and also in classroom. Yeah, and he claimed, I think it's Dan. He claimed it's the best, it's the most important process, autonomy, mastery, purpose. And yeah, we will encourage students to praise each other. And there are 5 principles about giving positive feedback immediately, and we reinforce any improvement, not just excellence. But teachers tend to only reinforce excellence. Reinforce specifically and reinforce new behaviors continuously, and reinforce good habits intermittently. This is very old knowledge, but it's effective. Okay. I have used chords, songs, and poems that encourage students. And and also like childhood memory recalling, and I only ask them to use 1 word to describe that memory. And then some of them are very excited. Jeffers used quotes, affirmation statement, visualization to empower herself. So these are the quotes I have taught. Jeffers also used some interesting quotes and affirmations. The affirmation is like, I am filling my life with peace and joy. I'm finding the perfect job for me. This is affirmations. And then visualization is see yourself approaching that goal with a sense of power and confidence in yourself. And what will you be doing if you had no fear? Yeah, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Steady doses of positive feelings are important to reinforcing and sustaining a happier life. So we need like daily practice. And when we teach vocabulary, we also require daily practice. So I kind of combine them together. This is Anchor from Harvard, and it's like gratitude, journaling, simplify and utilize your strengths, all this changing the baseline. That will make you a little bit happier. And this is from, I hope I didn't spell her name wrong. Oh, it's right. Okay, 10, counting your blessings. And yeah, it's really like practicing spiritual things. Okay, but how can we, the previous are more like American way, like just be happy. And later, how can we make our teaching more meaningful and to have the students feel a sense of belongingness? And, okay. Yeah, I think the main problem is anxiety and boredom. The common way of teaching vocabulary is just list the new words on the board. Okay. Blackcomb has an interesting way of teaching vocabulary. She asks students to predict a story by giving them some words from the story, and then they will make up the story. It's important to do it systematically about the vocabulary teaching, and yeah, this is some like concept semantic mapping and concept circle. Recycling of target's words, which are relevant and useful. Okay, this. And have them use the target words to describe a situation or tell a story. Okay. This is actually a relaxation exercise, and I want to combine it with the teaching. I would let them select a common command word, which is in the vocabulary. And then they can tense the practice muscle for, 7 to 10 seconds. And then speak the command word. In the original version, it's think, and I change it into speak it out. Maybe peace, maybe joy, maybe relax, and then they can learn these words. These are words that are associated with relaxation. So, and maps or organizers of the text. This is a bigger thing that they learn more than words. Okay, this is breathing exercise and listening, because listening is the most difficult part. When they hear English songs, they just, I don't understand. Okay, so, but when we do this exercise, it's really good, because at first I will teach breathe in, hold the breath, and then from 1 to 2, focus your attention on something. And then you can do it now. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold the breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. I will teach the vocabulary first and then go through this and then check with them. And I think this will be, this in one way lower the anxiety, and on the other way, it's fun. So maybe they can accept the listening task more. Otherwise, as soon as they hear some English, they don't understand it. Just, oh, don't waste our time. I don't understand anything. Okay. This is some part of the assertive training, and then we use it as sentence or teaching or speaking. Yeah. I think this is interesting too. Like I have to, if you teach in this context, students will understand it very quickly. Yeah, I have to, like I'm forced to. And yeah, they are based on undefined fears. I choose to is a positive self-talk. I choose to do something because something. And by teaching sentences this way, it becomes very meaningful to the students. And imagination and writing, like imagine sitting on the grass, a spring day, butterflies flying, newly cut grass. I just a short version. And then I will ask the students to rate, are they very relaxed or are they very tense? Yeah. And then there's a pleasant fantasy, hanging in a hemlock in the forest. And then have the students discuss and read their fantasy, and then have them imagine again. And then have them write in more details again, and have them imagine it again. Yeah, this is like assertiveness. There's two tracks. One is to nurturing yourself, to strengthening the very timid self. And the other track is more social, like from remedial, anxiety, action, energy, and power. This is more remedial, basic, advanced, beyond. This is more starting from the fragile self. And the other model, this model is more, I think, is more social oriented. Semantics also, I think, is also more social oriented. Because it's about communication, so it has sensitivity to others. But in other model, that because the self is so fragile, they don't have the energy to attend to others. Okay, thanks for your attention.
We have 5 minutes for dialogue. If anybody would care to jump in with any comments they might have.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start with this approach?
Yeah, because I think because the students' age are quite old, and they learn things that like babies, and so it's really difficult because they feel anxiety and they feel shame if they make any mistakes, and so a lot of frustrations as an English teacher. So I think it's really important to lower their anxiety and at the same time teach them something very meaningful. Like I'm not only an English teacher, I'm also some kind of, like one time I talked about how religion can make you live longer or something, and then my students, you're speaking about Jesus again. So no, it's not about Jesus. Buddhism is the same thing. If you have the faith, then you can live a happier life. Yeah. So I think actually, Seligman, they do positive education, and it's the same thing. They do it in Australia school, and they make every class. They combine every class with this kind of emotional education, positive education. Yeah, but I think even though Seligman acknowledges the role of meaning, their techniques are based mainly on increasing your level of happiness, not on how to seek meaning. Yeah, it's